Hi, everyone. It's good to see you all. Ginger and Julie here from the Attachment and Trauma Network to talk to you about our Trekkin to Heal Trauma 5K. It's World Trauma Day, Ginger.
It's World Trauma Day. It seemed so far away and now it's here. And I'm just so excited to spread awareness with ATN about World Trauma Day and what we can do about it.
Okay, so we've got what we're hoping is a fast-moving show, but it's worth listening to. So we hope you got a few minutes to hang with us to tell you about World Trauma Day, about our 5K, to bring you some special guests, some very special guests. Some of them are live in our studio with us, some of them on recording. I do want to start, though, with the one thing that you need to take away from this, and that's how you can join us right now in spreading this awareness through participating in our 5K. The weather's nice. It's cooling off. Let's walk, let's run, let's swim together. 5K the next 10 days from October 17th through 27th. Lorraine's pulled up what it looks like on the screen when you go to attachtrauma.org/trek, and we'll be showing that throughout this live feed. You can hit the donation button right there, sign up. At least a $40 donation gets you these groovy, cool t-shirts, right?
Yeah.
So cool. Or you can join a team. I mean, you can join my team. I'd love to have you. You can join. Go ahead. Click in there to one of those teams. Doesn't matter. And this is how you join. You just donate here instead of on the front page. You say, I want to be on that team. And we'd love to have you. And if you've got friends to walk with, if you're here in Marietta, Georgia, and you want to walk with me and my family or run, some of them are going to run, I'm going to walk, just come on. That's what it's all about. And we'll be spreading awareness in the next 10 days, both through social media and also through our neighborhoods about what it means to heal trauma. So there's the
website or
that's the email that for the folks that are, after you run, you can take pictures and send all of that. But there it is, attachtrauma.org/trek. That'll take you to the site that we just showed you. Well, Ginger, I know we got special guests.
We do.
So we haven't seen for so long, and it's so exciting. Can you tell us who's up first?
Yes. I am so excited to introduce Billy Kaplan. He's a licensed clinical social worker and the president and clinical director at Treehouse Health. Billy works with individuals, couples, families using attachment-focused, trauma-informed approaches. Welcome, Billy. We can't wait to hear from you. You are boots on the ground doing the work. What I want to know from you is, what are you seeing out there? What are the needs that you are seeing when you're serving these children and families?
Well, I would start by saying the need is vast and has been growing. It's kind of funny that this is called World Trauma Day, right? Because it all started with a world trauma called the pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
That really changed things a lot for us, and especially with mental health issues. So anyone who had mental health struggles going into the pandemic, what we found is it amplified things and made them even more intense.
Yeah.
And, so people are beginning to deal with that. And like post-traumatic stress disorder, that's just showing up now.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, the event happened, 4.5 years. But just now, people are like, why am I so anxious? Or why am I so depressed? Or as we were talking about, why am I so exhausted?
Yes.
Because our exhaustion and I can speak for myself, and I think others, you probably would agree, that our capacity isn't the same as it was before the pandemic.
Amen.
I mean, I can't produce and do what I used to do. I just don't have the energy anymore because it was draining. And even though everyone doesn't think about it, I really think about the pandemic as being a trauma. And then for some of us, it became traumatic.
Mm-hmm.
And the difference being that trauma was an event and being traumatic is how it affects us. Now, I think you all know that I focus mostly on working with children and teens and lots with adopted kids. And for them especially is where a big concern of mine comes in, because what they experience is what I call a 2-year developmental freeze.
Wow.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, for 2 years, they didn't have any social emotional learning. They had, school learning online, but I don't know how much was really happening there. Right. And so, but all that social emotional stuff was missing. So if you think about it this way, like a kid who was in kindergarten when the pandemic hit, went back when they were in second grade, they missed all that. How do you get in line? How do you walk through the hallways? All that kind of stuff that happens in kindergarten and first grade. And unfortunately, even though educators are working really, really hard, we didn't really catch that and help teach them, oh, here's how you walk through. We were like, oh, you should know how to do this. Why aren't you? So having to react to that. But speaking of school reactivity, we're seeing a lot of that in our kids too.
Yeah, true. Very true.
The tardiness, chronic absence, and behavioral problems is definitely been on the increase since the pandemic, in a really, really strong and powerful way. Again, I think it's because kids lost that socialization. And also for the kids who, especially the younger ones who didn't understand things, right? We said, you can't go to school because if you go to school, you might catch this thing and die. So everybody's dangerous. And then, okay, 2 years later, no, it's okay. Go back to school. Don't worry about it. It's going to be fine.
Yeah.
Well, it's not so fine for our kiddos.
Right.
Not at all. So we do recommend solutions like you all do, right? Trauma-informed therapy, as you were talking about that before. We really believe in that here.
Yes.
And the best way to find someone is to ask the potential therapist, kind of what model do they use for trauma-informed? How are they thinking about it? Hopefully they can give you a real answer there. And then make sure that in therapy you explore your pandemic experience. I ask everyone that I work with about that. I also, these days, I'm really focused on using brain spotting. It's a really powerful, it's a neural experiential process for healing and growth.
Awesome.
And it can, like, one session can be like 3 months of talk therapy.
Yeah, it's amazing.
I've had people get through their pandemic trauma so quickly. It's been incredible.
That's great.
And the last thing I would say is, for parents who are struggling with their kids is we at Treehouse Health teach parenting in space, which, we've worked with you all before.
Yes, great program.
Thanks. I think so too. It really teaches parents how to be therapeutic, how to be there the most they want to be for their kids. And so we're glad that we can do that even nationwide through treehousehealth.net.
Amazing.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Well, it's not just the pandemic that we can definitely equate trauma to, but sadly, there are other things that people experience and children experience that they need help with.
Oh, there's such a huge variety of things. I mean, you look at the partial hospitalization programs and all, they're all filled right now. It's very, very sad. So there's a lot of need, and the pandemic just made everything even worse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure. So, Billy, if folks want to get a hold of you directly, is treehousehealth.net the way to do that?
It is treehousehealth.net. Hey, look, it's even on the screen. Wow.
There we go. All right.
Good.
That's awesome. Well, Billy, gosh, it feels like a gazillion years since we've been in the same room together, and we're really not in the same room together. We're not fooling those folks out there. But gosh, it's been great to see you and hear from you again. And folks, if you're in the Chicago area, especially, you've got no excuse not to find Billy. But use treehousehealth.net to get some solid therapeutic parenting coaching and advice. Great.
Thank you, and thank you for all the work you continue to do at ATN. Gosh, it's so powerful and important and so impactful. Awesome.
Well, come run with us, Billy.
Okay. Sounds great.
It's good to see you.
Okay. Bye-bye.
All right. Bye-bye.
Awesome.
All right. That's fun, isn't it, Ginger?
Yeah.
I mean, see folks.
Here's another way to help with trauma is laughter. And that's what Billy brings. He is delightful.
We have Kimberly. She's watching from Chicago. She's going to track you down. All right. I love it. That's the network part of ATN,
Yeah.
right? We network some folks together and get them all, all connected where they are. So up next is somebody that I have seen more frequently, somebody that I love working with on almost a daily basis, and that is our board president, Tracy Leonard.
Hi,
Hey,
everybody.
Tracy.
Hi.
She's not alone.
No,
She's not alone.
No, Bruno and Penny are here, and they're dressed in their
Let's see if we can
World
get
Trauma
them.
Day shirts. They're ready to
get you up there. Yeah, there we go. Now they can see you good. Hey, Penny.
This is Penny. We're getting ready to probably walk. I think that's what we'll do. There's no running unless we're being chased. So
we hope that you and Penny and Bruno are not chased.
No.
Penny is like front and center and stealing the show.
Yeah, yep.
So Tracy, tell us.
Mama's got treats, so
yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Tell us, besides all the cuteness that's happening at your house, why we decided to do this Trekkin to Heal Trauma 5K.
Yeah, it is such an awareness building opportunity for us as an organization, as a board. We partner and have such amazing relationships with educators, parents, foster parents, other caregivers, professionals in the field who just care so deeply about this issue, trauma, childhood trauma in particular. And we just saw this on the calendar and realized we needed to do something. And we know physical activity can be a really great way to practice some self-care and maybe regulate yourself and direct some of that energy and just do something good for yourself. So it seemed like a natural fit to bring a 5K and get our bodies moving, connect people. We at ATN are known for connecting in a virtual space too. So, give us another virtual event and we're going to do it. So, and I'm glad that the board, was really able to take some of the work away from the staff to have to do this. I know the staff, we can't do it without the staff, but, this was just another way for the board to really get involved in.
And that's what I was going to say, was that this was a board conceived and board driven activity, and Ginger and I are here doing the live stream, but a lot of the behind the scenes has happened with the board, and we're super excited that the creative minds of the board that have made this concept, and we're hoping that this is the first of many, and that folks will want to form teams, folks will want to partner with us on this. We know a lot of great organizations. The trauma that our children is facing, it's too big to solve. I mean, ATN, we've been at this for almost 30 years now, and we haven't solved it yet. And but what we know is that there's so many other players out there that are helping in huge ways, right?
Yes. Yeah. And I do want to take the moment just to acknowledge, we're really trying to find answers and awareness for childhood trauma. But, we ourselves as an organization, lost a board member just recently. And so, we're doing this for Bill. Bill wanted, he was so excited for this event and was thinking of ways to involve his community. I mean, he had the right spirit to be able to do this, and for us to be able to overcome that trauma as a board, as a staff, as an organization, and push through and double down our efforts, because it's everywhere, and we need that awareness. And are things that we all can do to build resiliency, combat the effects of trauma. And so this is for Bill.
Oh,
And you know what I didn't tell you, Tracy, was that we got 3 new participants this morning who all were in memorial to Bill. So
That's amazing.
there is a team, Bill, out there running
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
you know, and the truth is that everybody who's involved with ATN is passionate about this work because childhood trauma has touched us in a big way. It's touched us either as children ourselves or as children in our homes. Yep. And yeah, there's some serious consequences to trauma. And if we don't get the help and the healing wrapped around folks, that's, you know, there are lifelong consequences to that. And
that's right.
Running for Bill is a great idea, y'all, regardless of what team you're on.
That's right. Do it for Bill. Yeah.
Yep. So good.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, speaking of somebody who's been touched by trauma and is passionate about ATN, we do have somebody else in the green room that I want to bring into the stream here. Haven't gotten to say hello to her this afternoon. There she is. Hey, Janine.
Hello. I'm just sitting. Oh, I'm with my people.
Yes, you are.
Then I was like, oh wait, I have to speak in a minute. I can't just.
Again, just listen to what's going on because they are about to pull me into the stream. Yep, awesome. It's good to see you, my friend.
Yes, and I'm so glad I got to listen to that part of it about our dedication to do this for Bill, and I'm working on a plan. And Julie kind of knows what my plan is, but my son, who runs 100-milers, which is beyond my comprehension.
Yes.
He's going to run for me, but his wife had surgery. My daughter-in-law had surgery. So we're it's out there. We're working on a team and
awesome.
And doing it in honor of Bill's memory.
I'm glad you brought that up because we have got teams formed, but by no means are we done. So if you want, however you want to participate, if you want to participate on your own, if you want to grab people in your neighborhood, if you want to join Janine's team that she's forming or mine or whoever's, come on and you can do that. Whatever helps motivate you to get out and do this, not only for Bill, not only for ATN, not only for traumatized children, but for yourselves, right? It's good to get out and do this.
So I was like, oh, I need to have a discussion with you guys to figure this out because I got waylaid by that surgery. And so anyway, but I'll be in touch and we'll figure that out. Yeah.
So good. Janine, tell us how you feel about ATN. How does ATN heal trauma? What are your thoughts on that?
Well, it couldn't be any more perfect question for me, could it? Right? I mean, did you guys think that? Oh, this is my question for Janine. So I'm losing everybody, but I'm going to keep talking.
Nope, you're here. You're here. We can see you up front and center.
I came to ATN in the middle of my own healing journey from childhood trauma, and I was trying to figure out the pieces. Like how does I know I have trauma. I know I have early childhood trauma. I know that I'm healing from that. But what is attachment and the lack of attachment that, for many reasons that I experienced with my mother, how did that play into that? How did that add to the trauma, lead to the trauma, all of these kinds of things? And what I really needed was to understand the impact of trauma and the impact of attachment. And that was how I came to ATN, kind of. Though it had been mentioned to me before, I Googled attachment and trauma, and guess who I found?
Guess who popped up? Yeah.
So it was crucial to my healing journey, and I just became more and more involved, and then joined the board and served as president for 2 years. And it was not only one of the main things that we talk about that is necessary for healing trauma is relationships and community and finding purpose, and that is what ATN brought to me and to many others. So, I just stand here as a representative to many who have found healing through ATN, helped by ATN, alongside ATN. So I think that the knowledge and especially our certification program, so knowledge, everything I tell people, this is what ATN, and you can have access to it too through the certification program. So I'm excited about all of it. And how does ATN help people heal? Well, I'm like the poster child, maybe.
You are. You're
Yeah.
definitely. We all are, but you are definitely a poster child.
I'm so far down the journey from where I began, right? So anyway, I appreciate
Thank you, Janine. Thank you.
Well, and we appreciate you too. And thanks for mentioning the certification. That's our newest program, and you can definitely check that out on our website as well. But if you're looking for what it means to be trauma informed, it's a great place to start. It's a great place to start. So, wow, Janine, it's, the thing about these lives is that everything goes fast for us. And so it was great to see you. It's great to hear from you. And it's going to be great to see you at our conference in February. And it's going to be great to see the rest of you who are out here watching this at our conference in February. Tracy is posting a link. This is how you can join Penny and Bruno. There you go. Because we've just now officially said that they're probably going to be the cutest 5K.
Yeah.
I don't know about that. I might have grandbabies that I need to get.
Challenge accepted.
That challenge accepted there, Penny and Bruno. Okay, so we do have others that have jumped into our stream or our videos that are joining us to talk, because we did put out an all call to friends and as far as we could, to board members, to staff members, to all of our friends in this world and organizations and folks that speak at our conference. And we've got some interesting shout outs for World Trauma Day. Lorraine, cue us up with whoever's out there. I think we're going to hear from Kimberly.
Hi, my name is Kimberly Smathers, and I'm the Vice President of the Board of Directors for the Attachment and Trauma Network. Trauma and toxic stress in childhood can lead to long-term changes to the brain, stress response, and immune system, and to lifelong impacts to emotions, self-concept, relationships, learning, and more. ATN's work is a light, though, in a world where over a quarter of children have experienced childhood trauma at a level that impacts their ability to feel safe, to learn, and to grow and develop. There is hope for healing, and that is why I support ATN's work and why I'm excited to support ATN's Trekkin to Heal Trauma running this month. I'll be logging my 5K miles around my neighborhood in Chicago, and wherever you're located, I hope you'll join me. Thanks.
Jump in with Kimberly and the rest of us and trek to heal trauma. I know up next, we have some parents that we're going to hear from who've been long time involved in ATN. And for those of you who only know us through schools and education programs and conferences and things we do, parenting is where we started. We started with the folks that were seeking answers to their children's baffling behaviors that were trauma-based and in some cases attachment-based as well. These folks, we love them dearly. They've been around for a good long time. And in fact, Lorraine's going to tell us that we put her on the staff because we did. So let's hear from Lorraine and Chris.
Hi, I'm Lorraine Schneider.
And I'm Chris Schneider.
And we are the parents of a child adopted from foster care. And it is really an understatement to say that she has a history of trauma.
Yes. our daughter came to us with many difficult behaviors that were really hard for us to understand and even deal with. Turns out we really needed help, and ATN was our lifeline.
Yes, ATN gave us the tools and the understanding that we needed to help our daughter.
ATN also provided us with resources for her therapist and teachers that helped put her behaviors and her way of thinking in a completely different context. This allowed her teachers and therapists to make more progress with her than ever before.
Yeah, ATN's focus is on supporting those who support traumatized children, and that was exactly what we needed. And it was exactly what worked best for our daughter.
Yes, the resources and education that ATN provided helped hold our family together through our most difficult times.
So, yes, we very much support ATN because ATN not only gave us the hope that our family would survive, but also thrive. And in addition, ATN gave us the tools to help make sure that that would happen.
ATN has truly helped everyone in our daughter's life create a better understanding of how her past trauma affects her and how we can help her work through that past trauma.
In fact, the work that ATN does has left such an impact on me that I am now part of ATN staff, working to further that hope for other families.
I have to say, it's my opinion that ATN should be a tool in the bag of every parent, every teacher, and every therapist who interacts with a traumatized child. They help create caring adults that make a difference to a child with trauma.
Yes, they do. And so, in honor of World Trauma Day and all of the children with no voice that need help, we hope you join us and decide to trek for trauma.
Well, I will. I am.
Me too. Me
Here we
too.
are. Plus, if you sign up, I mean, like, come on, these are cool shirts.
They're great. They're actually really comfortable and
They
soft
are.
too.
They are. It's actually cold here in Georgia, and I had to put on long sleeves. I know that's not usually the case, but it's true. It's true. Yeah, Tracy says they're super comfortable.
Yeah.
Yes, they are. For sure. Okay, so not only did we look for people within our inner circle, but we talked to a lot of folks that we work with on the regular, and invited folks to form teams. And Miss Jen Alexander has formed a team. She couldn't be with us live, but she did send us this note.
Hello, Ms. Jen here, your trauma-informed educator, author, consultant, and keynote speaker. I am excited to be partnering with the Attachment and Trauma Network this year for World Trauma Day, which is today. Childhood trauma and big stress affect many of us in our communities worldwide. Importantly, there's so much we can do about it together by understanding the mechanisms of harm and working together to make a difference to stop those traumatic experiences, but also help folks recover in relationship and within community. You can be a part of this important change. Learn more and join us in making a difference today. Thanks so much and take good care.
Thank you, Jen, and we echo her take good care. Okay, I think we've told you almost everything that we need to tell you at this point. Please check out the attachedtrauma.org/trek and join us on this 5K. And Ginger, we do have one final guest that we were so blessed to talk to today. You want to tell everybody? Tell everybody. Tell them.
Dr. Mona Delahook has been working in this field for many, many years, and many of you know that she suffered an aneurysm, and she is now recovering and is slowly coming back to work and becoming more visible. And we reached out to her, and she graciously accepted our invitation to share her thoughts on the importance of World Trauma Day. So listen into what she has to say.
Yeah. It's so good to see you today, Mona. We're so glad that you've joined us to kick off our 5K around the World Trauma Day. And I just want to open this with the question of why do you think it's necessary for us to have a World Trauma Day and spread this awareness?
Well, thank you so much for having me, Julie and Ginger. And it's a joy to be here for so many reasons. I've experienced a trauma in the last year, and so my heart is open to this idea, and my body is experiencing the feelings of what happens when you when you feel like your life is in danger and you can't reach out to those you love. So I'm so happy to be here, and I'm so happy that you all are doing this work and recognizing the role of trauma in our lives and in our children's lives.
Mm-hmm.
It is so, it's disruptive, and it is kind of like an invisible disability. Someone can look, you can't really tell what trauma looks like, but in children, sometimes you can. If you see chaotic behaviors, sudden big reactions, red zone reactions to what might seem like an ordinary event, or difficulty with relationships and difficulty forming trust with others. It can take on so many different looks. And I think that it's a great idea that we are trying to raise awareness for the millions of children around the world, and adults too, who are living with the impact of either developmental trauma or trauma that's happened in the lifespan. So it's a huge time to think about it with love and compassion and become less afraid of these behaviors that can turn people away.
And I think, you bring up this idea of love and compassion, and you now even have more of an ability to have this empathy, right, for what it feels like. And that's a hard thing and a beautiful thing, but I've seen that in you. If you could leave us with one message, your most important message about childhood trauma that you think would help parents, educators, really everyone to hear, well, what would that be?
Well, you're right. I have an embodied sense of what it feels like. And I have a very loving cast of characters around me, including my beloved partner, Scott. So I guess the message is it's more common than we think. And trauma is very subjective. So you may not know that a child is traumatized based on necessarily their history. But certain kids, especially ones who have attachment stresses or traumas in their history, like foster kids, are more prone to it. But look out for these behaviors that appear on the outside to push people away, that are due to this beautiful protective, not conscious method that our nervous systems help save us from pain. And children who are the tough ones, the difficult ones, maybe the ones with the behavior diagnoses, try to rule out trauma first, because if we don't, we may be barking up the wrong tree with things like reinforcement schedules, when what has happened is a distrust of the human spirit, which is kind of, in a way, kind of more universal than we knew about before.
That's so powerful, Mona. Gosh, it's so good to see you. Thank you.
Thank
you
you.
for agreeing to do this. It's just great to be in your presence again.
Thank you. I'm so grateful to be here. I'm so grateful to every single person who wished me well on my recovery journey. Thank you for having me here. And good luck on the walk, run.
Yes.
All of you, thank you for raising awareness. It is going to help so many families in our world and in our country. So thank you.
It will. It will. We love you, Mona. I can't. Ginger does it best.
Okay, PT right now. Thank you.
Everybody make a heart. Julie can't, obviously. Thanks, Mona. It was great.
Thank you. Take care.
Yeah, Ginger does it the best. You make the best heart. Wow, Mona, what a rock star she is.
Yeah, I get emotional, and I think today when I think about Bill, and when I think about Mona, and when I think about the children that we have the honor of serving, that there's not a better time to bring awareness. It's needed, and we've made this so simple. Just join us.
Yeah, just join us, and we, and the the race entry fee obviously covers your t-shirt, but it does so much more. It gives us the opportunity to spread the programs and the things that we do much further. And if you're an organization who wants to get in on this next year, we want to hear from you too, because we want this to grow. Wouldn't it be great if trauma awareness and the resources to help heal and ultimately prevent trauma were as big as the problem is today? Right?
Yeah. So good.
That's where we're headed, folks. So sign up, attachedtrauma.org/trek. And hey, if you're already signed up, if you're already out there running, if you're opening your t-shirt for the first time, if you're gathering with your team, take a picture, take a video. Here's where you send it. trek@attachedtrauma.org. And we'll put it out there on social media so that everybody can see what you're doing to make a difference.
Yeah. It's a great way to connect with us.
All right, folks. Bye. It's been great to see you. Love all of our guests. Love all of our runners. Go run, swim, walk. Bye.